Well, today, the first Canadians and their families stuck inside Gaza have been able to leave. About 59 of them, according to Global Affairs Canada, but the government's been in contact with about 600 people inside that region. Azia Mathkour is one of those Canadians. Her two young children, her husband, and her mother-in-law have all been approved to leave Gaza, but were not on today's list. Azia's sister-in-law, Mae Latif, has been sharing updates on her family with us, and she joins us yet again now. Mae, thank you for joining us yet again. Last time we heard from Azia, we played a voice note she sent last night on the show of a bomb, in the aftermath of a bomb that was very close to her. She seemed very afraid. Any update from her today in terms of how she's doing?
Yeah, she's very shooken up. The whole family is. Right now, it's a little bit calmer. I might end this interview, and I might hear that the airstrikes has increased in her area. The news anchor that spoke right ahead of me mentioned that people are being told to go to the south area as it's safer. South area is on the outskirts. It's not that much. It's not that large. Resources were little to begin with, and now it's gotten much worse. More individuals are coming there, and there's airstrikes happening there nonstop. Last night was the whole entire night. Asia and her family lost really close people to them. It was actually one of Asia's childhood friends. She was murdered along with her whole family, living in a neighborhood about 2-3 minutes away from Asia yesterday in the South Rafah area. So that area is really scary. Infectious disease is really on the rise, and she's trying her best to protect her children. And so, yeah, today wasn't good because they're just waiting on standby and hope that they'll hear some good news.
I know you'd been in contact with us and our team, and there was real joy, I think, Friday or Saturday, because they'd been approved to get out Sunday, and then the border closed because of issues between Israel, Egypt, and Hamas. Any sense of when the new departure time might be? Have they heard anything for tomorrow, for example?
Yeah, so just 30 minutes before I joined you on this interview, we received an email that they're going to be on the list for tomorrow.
Okay.
We don't know what that means because we've received this email in the past couple of weeks, and they weren't able to leave. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful that they'll be leaving tomorrow, but we're also sitting on edge because we don't know what will pan out. And I don't think we'll feel that sense of relief until Asia and her family members make it from Gaza into Egypt and give us that call and say, we're okay.
Right, because you've had this hope before, and it's been disappointment rather than evacuation. But, I keep looking for silver linings in this story, and I know it's really hard, Mae, but 59 people did get out today. So, I mean, that is progress. And I know there were others, like that's not the totality of the people who were able to leave. That's just the Canadian contingent. So does that give you any comfort at all that tomorrow could actually be the day?
It does. I mean, anytime someone is able to leave, not just my family members, we feel a sense of relief, right? Because it's horrific what's happening there. At the same time, we're sad. We're sad for these people. They're very connected to their land. They want to be in their land. They want to be with their loved ones, their family. They don't necessarily want to leave, but we're just happy that there are people that have made it to a safe place. We're hoping that that's going to be the situation for Asia and her children tomorrow and other family members. She did contact me also a couple hours ago to let me know that one of her Canadian Palestinian friends who made it to the Egyptian side, so she's in the Egyptian borders, is stranded there with approximately 30 other individuals that are mixed citizenship. So some, for example, her family, so this friend is Canadian Palestinian, and she has a couple members of her that are not Canadian Palestinian, they're just Palestinian. This has caused, I think, some confusion, and they've been stranded there for about 10 hours. It's freezing, no blankets, and they're still waiting for Canadian officials to pick them up. So Asia is really concerned about the journey as well, because she has little children with her, and we don't know what's going to play out in the aftermath.
So, sorry, this friend, this Palestinian-Canadian friend with some non-Canadian Palestinian relatives, that she's stuck at the Rafah exit? Is
Yeah.
that where she is?
No. So she's made it out of the Rafah, Gaza
Okay.
area into the Egyptian borders, where they're kind of being held there, waiting for some Canadian officials to pick them up.
Right. Okay.
What we've been told was that the ones that are just Canadian, that didn't have family members with them, that don't have the Canadian citizenship, were able to leave, whereas they were left behind and they're waiting for someone to come pick them up. They are not allowed to leave the Egyptian borders until they are picked up from Canadian officials. So it's a messy area too. It's a messy situation.
Right. Okay. I don't know the answer to what's happening there, but we can maybe check and see what we can find out from Global Affairs Canada. But look, just as a final point, the kids, Salma and Salam, 2-year-old little girl, five, Salam is, I believe, the boy? Yeah.
Yeah. Mom is 5 and the girl is 2, yes.
And how are they now? I know she was a little bit sick and she's gotten better, but what's your latest on how they're doing on what might be their last night in Gaza?
They're really scared, especially because of what happened last night. It was
Right.
very scary for them. So I know she told me they keep screaming, just randomly screaming. Their nervous system is really unsettled. And they're sad about leaving because their grandfather, which is Asia's father, he's not going to be joining them. It's a tight knit community, and he's the provider for his extended family as well. His extended family, brothers and sisters, don't have Canadian citizenship. They won't be leaving, and he told us he can't leave them behind. And so they're really scared. They're really attached to their grandfather as well. So it's not an easy situation, to say the least.
No, nothing about this has been easy, but we appreciate you joining us each time, and I hope, Mae, the next time we talk, Asia and as many of the family as can go are out and safe, and you'll see them soon. So thanks for speaking with us again tonight, Mae Latif.
Thank you.